the whole truth flips upside down. The next day, at school, Zoya and I were sitting silently in class. What had happened last night still hadn't left our minds. "Aarnya, don't you think this isn't just a game?" I just nodded. But more than a game, it now felt like a trap. And just then, a new student entered the class, named Yug Malhotra. Height, looks, everything perfect. But there was something in his eyes, like he already knew us. He came straight to me and said, calmly, "Aarnya, we were meant to meet, and now the time has come." I was stunned, surprised. "You know me? More than you know yourself," he said, and took out my diary. "Serious, you're not able to handle this, so now you'll have to learn the truth behind it." Lunch break, school terrace. Zoya, Yug, and I sat reading a few pages from the diary. Suddenly a page came out, a black page. There was nothing written on it, but Yug took out a small blue light torch and moved it over the page, and something appeared. Eerie, whisper. "The black nest, underground. Only blood opens the gate," Zoya said fearfully, scared. "What is this black nest?" Yug said, somber. "Radhika went searching for it, and she never came back," I asked, confused. "How do you know all this?" Yug looked at me and said, determined, "Because Radhika was my sister, and now I have to bring her back." Night, 11:45 p.m. The three of us left towards the location the diary had pointed to, an old railway tunnel behind the station. The tunnel was completely closed, but there was an old iron door there, and on it, the same symbol that was in the diary. Yug cut his finger and applied blood on it. The door opened on its own. We went inside. The walls had strange writings, old photographs, and a circular room. In the center, a chair, and on it lay a long, tangled braid of hair. Suddenly, the door shut behind us on its own. A recording started, distorted voice. "If you're hearing this, it's already too late. No one who enters the black nest ever returns, and if they do, they're never the same," Yug said, shocked. "That's Radhika's voice." And then, a video projector turned on the wall. It showed Radhika, but she looked like she had become someone else. Her eyes were black, face strange, and her voice very low. But what she said shook everything. Low, chilling voice. "Aarnya, you're the last one. But the question is, are you really even human?" I looked at Yug, annoyed. "What does this mean?" Angry. "What nonsense is this?" Yug's face had gone pale. He didn't say anything. Zoya screamed, frustrated, "Are you going to tell us anything? Or will we just keep going crazy like this?" Yug replied slowly, thoughtful. I knew this line would come, but not so soon. And then he said it, the thing that shook the ground beneath me. "Serious, Aarnya, you are Radhika's real sister." I laughed, disbelieving. "What? I'm the only daughter of my parents." "No," Yug said, calmly, "your real parents died within 3 months. Radhika was your older sister, and you were orphaned. You were adopted, and your old truth was erased." I froze. My heart started racing. Shouting, "Why would you say all these lies?" I shouted. Yug showed me the last page of the diary, hidden, which could only be opened in the black nest. On that page was a photo, 2 little girls, one 5 years old, one a newborn. And written behind it, softly, "My little R, my last hope." R, the name written in the diary. Aarnya, meaning R. Everything started coming together. My strange habit of dreaming, how I often felt like a stranger to myself in the mirror, and those strange messages, as if someone knew me. Suddenly, one of the walls in the room started shifting. The 3 of us silently went there. A secret room opened, filled with glass tanks where human bodies were lying. Some were sleeping, some were half awake, some were dead. Zoya stepped back in fear. "What is this place? Is this some kind of lab?" Yug said softly, "Black Nest was an experiment, half scientific, half spiritual. Memories of humans were erased and they were reprogrammed. You are one of them, Aarnya." I was about to say something, but just then, a loud sound came from one of the tanks where someone hit the glass. We all ran toward it. "Black Nest, Final lockdown. Red lights were flashing on the lab walls. The siren was blaring. R17, unstable. System collapse imminent. I was standing in front of the wall. My eyes were now completely black. My breathing was heavy. And from inside, a different voice echoed. End it all. That is your true purpose. Behind me, Yug screamed. Radhika, you can still stop yourself. You're not just a machine. You're also human. I looked at him. Human. You people never let me be human. Zoya, who had been silent until now, suddenly stood in front of me. If you want to end everything, then kill me first. Because I never saw you as a code. I always saw you as a friend. In that moment, something changed. That darkness, the coding, the black nest, all slowed down for a second. Tears filled my eyes. If I really were just a code, I wouldn't be able to cry. I looked toward the main system of the lab, a giant control panel that powered the black nest. Slowly, I walked up to it and placed my hand on it. What are you doing? Yug asked in fear. What I should have done a long time ago. I entered both my fingerprint and code. The system started blinking. Self-destruct sequence initiated. 60 seconds. Radhika, don't do it, Yug shouted. You'll die. I smiled and said, no, now I'm finally living. For the first time, for myself. 40 seconds. I looked at Zoya. Run, it's not too late. You are the memory that keeps me human. 20 seconds. Zoya hugged me, crying. You were never just a code. You were my Radhika. Seconds. Yug looked at me one last time. I used you, but now I'm learning from you. How to try being human. Thank you, Radhika. 3, 2, 1. Black nest was destroyed. Next morning, news report. Explosion in old railway tunnels. All secret labs destroyed. Government statement, no such project existed. Zoya sat alone on a bench. Next to her was the same black diary. As she opened it, a new page started writing itself. The story isn't over. Radhika can never be erased forever. Where there are memories, her shadow will always remain. Final scene. A new girl walks into the school. Name, Aarnya Chauhan. And her eyes were glowing black. The end, or maybe not.